Are you struggling with maintaining speed between hurdles or perfecting your form? In this video, we analyze 7 athletes facing common hurdling challenges and provide actionable solutions to enhance performance. I'm Mike Caton from Ace Method Coaching, and each week I receive over 100 videos from athletes seeking advice. Today we're focusing on form issues, speed maintenance, and I'm going to show you a new drill. Let's dig in. This is Blake. He's a high school senior in his first year hurdling, doing really well, but he wants to know how to drop his time even more. Blake, overall, I like what you're doing. You have a lot of good things going. You're pretty low over the hurdle and you come down on the hurdle, which is really nice. And your steps between the hurdles are also really good. 2 things I'd fix here. Although your arm's in a good spot here, you push your trail arm forward as you're going over the hurdle. That's not a good idea for speed and balance. And I think it throws you off a bit. The second and biggest thing, I think, is your trail leg. You need to push harder off it. And when you pull it through here, as you start descending the hurdle, your knee should rise so it's up by your chest level. So you're actually losing out on some power here from that first step. I have to say I'm pretty impressed with this drill that you're doing where your hurdles are close together and they're gradually spreading out as you go down the track to increase your stamina. This is a new one for me and not one that I have in my hurdle drill library. So I'm going to get the information. I'm going to add it in there for anybody that's interested. If you'd like to get a link to my hurdle drill library, I'll leave that in the description and in the comments. This is Mohammad. He's in the 8th grade, his 2nd year hurdling. He wants to improve his form and get faster. Mohammad, overall, you're doing well, but notice as you come into the hurdle, you're reaching out with your steps and landing on your heels. Those are all going to slow you down. Also, you're too close to the hurdle, so it means that you have to jump too high up at it. You can see how high you are right here. And the higher you go, the more you have to float, and this all slows you down. So the fix for this is to get on the balls of your feet underneath your body, run full speed at the hurdle so you can do it from farther away, and you'll come off with more speed and will help you get to the next hurdle in either 4 or 3 steps versus the 5 that you're doing here. But one really big thing that I'm noticing here, look at this, you're actually turned sideways as you go over the hurdle. You've let your hips totally turn to the right. So that's definitely going to mess up your form and slow you down. So work on keeping your hips forward as you go at the hurdle. If you want to see how I can help you with your hurdling or coaching, go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com. I'll leave a note in the description and the comments. This is Jonathan, a high school junior, and he wants to know how to keep his shoulder from his lead arm from going back when he lands. A lot of times that's just a result of somebody who's taking too long to touch down, and that just gives their shoulders too much time to rotate. That's not the case for you, but I do notice here that you're getting your plant step, which is your left foot, over to the right side of the track. So you're not staying straight up. So that means you're not doing exactly something straight with pulling your lead leg through, and you're getting your hips a little bit rotated. And then as your body has to compensate for that on the way down, that's what's happening with this over rotation here. So work on coming straight at the hurdle, keeping your plant step correct and your hips facing forward and your lead leg pulling straight through off the hurdle, and it should straighten you up a bit. I also noticed you're doing a version of the 3-3-5-3 drill, which helps work on your speed. So good for you. That is also something you can find in my hurdle drill library. This is Lucia. She's a high school sophomore. She's wanting to be able to get faster and feels like she's floating too much over the hurdle. First off, notice that you're reaching out with your steps and landing on your heels. Getting your foot out in front of you like this is actually putting on the brakes and slowing you down. You want to get your feet underneath you on the balls of your feet so you can always push back. Your plant step is actually pretty good. Now, when you drive over the hurdle, you notice the angle of your thigh. It's actually pointed over the hurdle. You want to have your thigh pointed straight at the hurdle to keep you lower. And then because of that, you end up jumping up. The more time you spend in the air, the slower you're going to be. And it also takes just way too long to touch down on the other side. And because you jump from such a high height, you're too far away from the hurdle and your knee buckles a little bit. So that slows you down too. So if you could just fix these steps and going lower over the hurdle, it's going to change everything because you'll have so much more speed and it'll be effortless to get to the next hurdle and you'll be faster. If you'd like to get a virtual coaching session with me to see how I can help you reach your goals, or if you'd like to be part of one of these videos, I'll leave a link for both of those in the description and in the comments. This is Stephanas. He's an 8th grader, second year hurdling. He just wants to know if there's anything that he can fix. Stephanas, your steps coming into the hurdle are really exceptional. Always on the balls of your feet, getting underneath you. Your plant step is great. You're squared up as you go over the hurdle. A little high on the first hurdle, which is very normal. This is a very good first step. Nice second step. Again, a nice plant step going into the hurdle. You have your shin perpendicular to the ground. So this is very good, no braking action. You're going into the hurdle really nicely. Good action of your lead leg. And you reach your peak right here in front of the hurdle. This is great form. Your arms look nice and tight. And then you come down on the hurdle just the way you're supposed to. You get your touchdown directly underneath you, which is great. No braking action here. Your trail leg is in a good position. Your whole body position is really good. You're an exception, and I'm going to save you as an example of how good a middle schooler could be. This is AJ. She's a very exciting high school sophomore. AJ, you're obviously an exceptional athlete. The first thing that you need to fix is your running form. Notice the way you're leaning forward. To get to the next level for you, which is elite, you're going to have to learn to have a quicker turnover. So to make your steps quicker, you need to get up taller, get those legs more in front of you, and not let those heels lift so high off the ground. And two things about your hurdling. You have an excessive lean that you don't need because you look tall and long-legged, and it takes you a while to come out of it. So even when you touch down here, your hips are kind of sitting back. So don't lean as much, and as you come off the hurdles, push your hips forward to be standing taller when you touch down. And lastly, you can see here with your trail leg that you get your foot really high and your knee really low. It's supposed to be parallel at this point, and it makes it quicker to move across the hurdle right here. If you can fix these things, you're going to be deadly because you're an amazing talent. This is Joseph, a high school junior. He feels like he's off balance between the hurdles. First off, let's notice as you plant to the hurdle, you bring your left leg over towards the right side of the track, and now you're leaning to the left. And then we see that you switch direction and lean over to the right and swing your lead arm across your body there to compensate. You look good and low over the hurdle, but I see that your trail leg just drops right into the ground, where at this point when you touch down, your trail leg should be up by your chest. But also notice that your lead leg, your right leg, is now over on the left side of the track, and you're leaning far over to the right as if you're ready to fall down. So overall, this is something to do with your lead leg, and you're not wanting to pull it straight through. So what you need to do is stay straight up as you come into the hurdles. Don't let your hips and your shoulders turn, and pull your lead leg straight through. So to fix this, you're going to want to work at less than full speed and practice doing exactly that. Working, keeping your hips straight, lead leg straight over the hurdle, and keep everything straight. That's it. I hope one of these things that you learned today is going to help you with your hurdling. If you want to know more, make sure to follow this YouTube channel. Or if you want to learn more about hurdling or track and field coaching in general, go to my website at acemethodcoaching.com. Until next time, Coach Ace out.